At this medical center in Bucha, near Ukraine's capital, combat medics from the Kyiv Territorial Defense Unit are learning and practicing new skills. They are preparing to perform blood transfusions, one of the most challenging medical procedures on the front line. Instructor Maria Nazarova played a pivotal role in advocating the adoption of a new medical protocol for the front line in Ukraine. She's training her colleagues in this life-saving procedure.
I've dreamt about it since 2014, since the war began. We knew already that other nations have been doing that. We have been monitoring American experience in this field, Norwegian special forces guys.
The challenges posed by the ongoing war prompted military commanders and doctors to adopt new protocols that correspond to NATO standards.
Absolutely sure that this is something that American military guys can relate to. They have done 10,000 transfusions in Iraq and Afghanistan, and they have collected that experience, and based upon that, they have said that blood works, like this and that.
The Ukrainian medics emphasize that the Russian-Ukrainian war conditions do not permit a golden hour response, referring to delivering wounded warfighters to a full-scale military hospital within 60 minutes or less. The significant casualties suffered by the Ukrainian military are directly linked to the challenges of transporting wounded soldiers. Combat medic Andriy, who withheld his last name for security reasons, said the first medical response is crucial.
Nowadays, the biggest challenge is transportation of wounded people to the special hospitals, because sometimes it can take 1 or 2 days from the moment of his wounded to the moment he get to the hospital. It is too much. It's a situational problem because it is too much of artillery, heavy fighting. We cannot do it because it just can't.
Combat medic Yaroslav, who also requested that his last name be withheld, recently returned from the front line and emphasized the need of adequate medical training for soldiers and military personnel.
Unfortunately, the evacuation time can extend 5 to 6 hours. If a combat medic is close to their wounded comrade, it would be ideal if they could administer a blood transfusion.
Nazarova says she's striving to save as many lives as possible.
The closer we can get all the supplies and medics to the front line, the better. But sometimes it's not about, like, you can have House MD sitting in that trench, but you do not have the armored vehicle and you just cannot bring the patient to the care. So I think the biggest challenge for us is how to evacuate people in these conditions.
It is estimated that this reform will significantly reduce the percentage of preventable death on the battlefield in Ukraine due to blood loss. Myroslava Gongadze, VOANews, Bucha, Ukraine.